Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for the host of the show, Gregory Simoneau!
Hi. Thank you, Henry. How's it going?
How's it going, Plymouth?
Glad to be here tonight. We got a great show for you tonight. Stick around tonight.
You got me on the keyboard here, Henry on the keyboard, and I'm going to play you some tunes right now, okay?
All right, play us out. And stay tuned. We have a little skit coming up for you. Get the shades on. Get the shades on. Chipotle commercial, unused footage, clip 1.
That says it right there, that's the soundtrack of Chipotle.
The soundtrack of Chipotle?
Yeah, every time you come in here, you're gonna be hearing that sizzle.
Fresh. Fresh is what you stand for.
Exactly. That says it right there, that's the soundtrack of Chipotle.
The soundtrack of Chipotle?
Are you trying to ask that like a question? We got radios in the back here. Are you trying to say that like a metaphor? Like,
Well, let's start again. We'll start with soundtrack. Okay, good. The soundtrack of Chipotle?
That says it right there, that's the soundtrack of Chipotle.
The soundtrack of Chipotle?
Yeah, I mean everything. You trying to ask that like in a question or something? Is that like a metaphor? Huh?
Fresh. Fresh is what you stand for.
Sure, whatever.
Okay, thank you, Henry. We'll be in touch. See that sizzle right there? That's the soundtrack of Chipotle.
The soundtrack of Chipotle?
There's no food in here. Am I supposed to be mixing air? Let's go again. Let's go again. I hit cut on that one. You hear that sizzle right there? That's the soundtrack of Chipotle.
Chipotle?
You sure we shouldn't be taping this at the restaurant? Why are we at my house taping this? Well, let's go again. Go again. You start.
Oh. So is this stuff really fresh?
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, we don't have any freezers. I mean, I only get it off the truck, but I assume it's fresh. It's fresh from when I unload the truck.
Fresh is what you stand for.
Yep, you can't beat any of this guac. Sorry.
Is this stuff really fresh?
Yeah, this stuff's really fresh. I mean, it doesn't get any fresher than this. This is the best guac. I come in here all the time for this guac. Yum.
Fresh is what you stand for.
You got that right.
Okay, thanks, Greg. We'll be in touch.
Thanks, guys. So, is this stuff really fresh?
I mean, yeah, we don't have freezers, but we have fresh stuff coming in every day. This is the best guac you can get around here. You come in, you taste this guac. It's awesome.
Fresh is what you stand for.
Definitely. That means.
Is this stuff really fresh?
I mean, yeah, we don't.
Is this stuff really fresh?
I mean, yeah, we don't have refrigerators, so and this stuff is coming in every day. I mean, we got truckloads of guac here. This is the best guac you can get.
So fresh is what you stand for.
Definitely.
All right, pretty good, Henry. We'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thanks.
Is this stuff really fresh?
Yeah, look what I can do.
All right, start at one. So, is this stuff really fresh?
Did I get the job? Like, how many times do we have to do this? Like, did I beat the other guys?
Well, we need at least one good take to submit.
So I did all the other ones for nothing?
We're going to look at them again. So
I'll keep in touch for next week.
We'll get back to you, Henry.
Hey everybody, my name's Henry and I'm the host of the Where Steve podcast. And today is our Steve expert, Greg Simoneau, the host of the show. Noted Steve expert.
Hi, Henry. How's it going?
I'm going pretty well. How are you?
Good. Glad to be here again. Did you hear about that Chipotle commercial? Did you get it?
I think I lost it. Some girls from Texas.
Oh, well, maybe they'll call you. There's still time.
Yeah, they said they'd stay in contact, but I don't think they did.
Oh, before we get started, I just wanted to say, it's a new month. I'm going to have to ask you for Steve's half of the rent again. Sorry.
Well, I guess I'll do it another time, but you promise me next month you got it, okay?
I hope you get that Chipotle commercial, then you can pay for Steve's half of the rent.
Hey, look what I can still do.
Yeah.
Yeah!
We should probably try to sell that glove on the online store so we can make up money for the rent.
This is... How much do you think this would go for?
Even 25 cents would help now. We're very close to eviction.
We'll go for 50 cents. 50 cents! Sign it.
Thanks. So, do you have any updates on where Steve, or any clues to where he might be this week?
I have no idea where Stevie is, but it looks like you got a little box of stuff in there and got some notepads too.
That's right. I found some Steve items that we want to look through that will be available in the online store after the podcast. Apparently, Steve kept little notebooks and maybe gave us some hints to where he is. Oh, let me just read a page real quick. I have to get out of this house. I really hate living here. Okay, I will write back tomorrow, Steve. So that's very telling. Maybe he wasn't happy living with us.
Maybe. I have a quick note in this book. Ooh.
You want me to hold it for you?
Yeah, sure. It says here, me, Steve. My life is miserable with these two people. I hope I can get out.
That doesn't sound too promising.
Nope.
Still not a clue as to where Steve is, but these are actual Steve journals going to be available in the online store.
For $10 each.
Our next item is a little mini pumice sponge. What do you think he'd do with that?
Maybe he would stick it in some place.
Don't forget to smile and look at the cameras because we need to really sell this podcast.
Yeah, to get the money for it. Steve's part of the rent.
This stone here, it says, removes hard or callous skin from hands and feet with or without soap. So maybe Steve was trying to get those calluses off his feet before he went for a long walk around the country or something.
And another thing here that looks interesting is a plug into a plug for more plug holes. I don't know how to say this, but that's the best describing word.
And maybe he was trying to plug in some more stuff.
Maybe for Steve's online podcast.
Maybe he's camping out in the woods and needs to plug in extra cords to run some heat out to his tent or temporary shelter.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Oh, look at this. It's a headlamp. Steve probably would need this when he goes trekking through the woods looking for a new place to stay.
Maybe he was trucking through the woods to find some shelter.
Maybe he needs it so when he lives in a cave, he can see where stuff is.
Maybe he could use it to see. Look at you one.
Available in the online store right after this podcast.
For the low, low price of $25.
Here's something. Ibuprofen. What does that say?
Ibuprofen.
Oh. He'll probably need this pain reliever fever reducer if he gets sick or in his travels outside of the woods in the mountains.
And how much do you think that will sell on the Steve Podcast and online store?
The online store, this would probably fetch about $5 because it was actually owned by Steve, and there's some left. Do we have a license to sell medicine, or do we not need that?
Well, I'm paying for the rent, so it's up to you.
Oh, okay. Looks like Steve might have been into painting too. Or this could have been he used it to apply makeup to be in disguise to hide from us out in the real world. Real world disguises.
What next? Some tweezers here. What do you think you could use with tweezers?
There's 2 pairs. You know what I think he might do?
3 pairs.
He might use these to hotwire cars so then he can drive around for free and get on to his next location.
Toilet.
You think Steve is back? Could that be Steve? We really should move and try to get a cheaper place that we can afford.
Yeah. Oh, next up is a stapler.
I believe that is a hole punch, Henry.
Is it now? Huh?
You would know.
No, I wouldn't.
We also have electrical tape. This might be good for repairing things or, what do you think? Fixing a car for a getaway car?
Or maybe. Yeah, you won again.
Yep. Well, let's wrap it up. That's the Steve Podcast and online store. We'll catch you next week. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is Greg Simoneau. Significantly tired now. A bit. All right. Think I'm good. Good evening, Plymouth. How are you? Good evening. Oh, just took a lot out of me. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm all right. Now just give me a second. We'll cut this out in post. Or not. Checking vitals. Yeah, it should be okay. All right, Plymouthonia. How are you? The Plymouth land. Pilgrim Pawtuxet. Yes. The getting up was worse. Shouldn't have done that. Anyways. You know, you might be saying, what is this? An intro halfway into the show? But yeah, that's what it is. As you notice, I don't have the beard I had for the first 12 minutes. That's because I shaved. That's also because this is a week later, and we're doing 2 shows. Or we're starting over again. Before you change the channel, okay? Henry's not in this segment, my nephew Henry. Don't worry, he'll be back. He's just taking a little break. When we were doing the first half of the show, he asked for a 5-minute break, and I felt bad because when we used to do the show, Scotty B would take 20 minutes and or never come back at all. So we're back. This is a reset. This is the second part of the show. No beard. I really want to tell you guys about something coming up. It's local, okay? It's a card show at the John Carver Inn on April 19th. This is legit. And I'm going to be there. Just shopping for cards. It's not like a public signing. I'm not going to be there to sign your autographs or anything. You know what I mean? Like, now, you might have seen me in the background of such films as Patriots Day, Central Intelligence, and some others. But I'm not going to be there to sign autographs or headshots. You can come up to me if you see me. I might be selling my cards there. I'm not sure. It's pretty close, date-wise. And all my cards are at my mom's house, so I don't think I'm going to organize them and then get them ready to sell. But I will be there, John Carver, and it's a Sunday, April 19th. It's not my first public appearance in years. I'm letting you know this. I'm in public all the time. You just might not recognize me. Maybe you do recognize me and don't want to come up. That's fine. Don't. Or do. I don't care. That was just one of the things I wanted to talk about. The other thing was, Henry's on this part of the show. Henry just did a tweet. My phone just went off. Let's read this tweet here from Henry. The Greg Simoneau show sucks. And he's just a little kid. He doesn't know. How is he on Twitter? He shouldn't be putting stuff like that. That wasn't true. That was a gag. That just wasn't true. This is not live, but okay. Okay, so this airs on Friday night at 10 o'clock, right? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, The Weeknd. That's from John Hamm from SNL. I just wanted to do that. It's kind of late to start your weekend on 10 o'clock on a Friday night, but what the heck are you doing anyways, right? Okay. All right, I have some notes here. I had some notes. All right. This is a little bit old, but I want to do this. I want to say this. Okay. This is kind of old, but just bear with me, okay? Let me do this. Ebates is now called Rakuten. Why? Ebates was such a good name. Rakuten is so terrible. Ebates. It says it right there in the name, what it is, right? Now, I know the people down at the senior center might be watching this and they might be saying, eBay? No, not eBay, Grandpa. I'm going on to eBay. No. Okay. Let me explain this. Ebates is what you go on to get deals on, like Macy's.com, and then you save a little bit and get a rebate and mail to you. And now they call that Rakuten. But while we're on the subject, I just want to say to the people down at the senior center, pill time. I'll do one with you. Come on now. Here we go. Yeah. All right. And also, this disclaimer, the Greg Simoneau Show does not condone use of drugs and alcohol. Only just listen to your doctor's orders and what your nurse says. And don't overindulge or take drugs. Don't do it, okay? Now, I know I came at you a little fast there down at the senior center, so let's do it one more time. And I'll do one with you. There we go. Just time it right. And I know this isn't a closed circuit at the senior center, but if this is your only TV time of the week, I'm sorry. But you don't have much longer to watch TV, maybe. I don't know. That's awful. Sorry about that. Okay. Now this is just one other thing I wanted to talk about. And I don't really have good setups for it or anything, and it just is that Downy Unstoppables. Now, it's scent beads that you put in your laundry, right? But in the commercial, the lady, I know it's just a commercial, but she dumps a whole canister of Downy, and every time I'm like, no, you don't need that much. Now, they say it keeps your clothes smelling good for 3 months. Yes, probably. I don't know. In storage, okay? So that right there is just a scam anyways. But Downy Unstoppables, please stop making these commercials where they dump a whole half a bottle of scent beads. Oh, sorry, I went away from the microphone. Just use a little bit of the scent beads, okay? Also, for the planet, you know what I mean? Just a little bit. And I'm just mad at Downy Unstoppables. Sorry. Now, this is a little thing I wanted to do tonight. And it was coming through my mind. I wanted to do a list of the greatest drinkers of all time, right? But that's not something people want to be known as, the greatest drinker of all time, right? You know, unless you're in like college or something. And none of my friends are college age or that sweet spot just after college where it might be acceptable to be known as like a great drinker. So this is my list of just like the most colorful people of all time. And here's a disclaimer. Any relationship or likeness to someone really living or dead is purely coincidental, not meant by the author of The Greg Simoneau Show. This is not to mean anything, okay? First one I wanted to talk about. First guy, greatest colorful person of all time. My list, The Greg Simoneau Show list. Bobby, we can smoke in here, Burns, okay? Another one is Eddie Fats Donahue. Dottie.com Donahue. Now you might be saying, Greg, these are people that went to your wedding, and it's true, but that's only coincidental, okay? So don't say that this is really, rest in peace, Bobby Burns, Ed Donahue, and Dottie Donahue. But I said before, it's coincidental, okay? Chris Crazy Crawfordo, because he's also deceased. Charlotte, the killer whale Orcutt, or Cuts. Now Charlotte came to my wedding with Bobby Burns. Bobby Burns is deceased, but this is not them. This is, it's just pure coincidence that this list exists. You get what I'm saying? Is that coming across right? Stevie, get me a bag of chips, Lewis. Sorry. Misty, Lewis. Sherry, Burger King Witch, Lewis is. Now you might say these people are people that lived down the street from me growing up, but no, that's true. Stevie's no longer with us. He was a little kid. He died as an adult. Drug use. Don't do drugs. Just going off topic here, but they're just made the list coincidentally. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Just making the list coincident. It's a coincidence, purely coincidence. Kevin, K. Sarno, Z. Michael, Gross Jacket Sarno. Jan, Muppet Tits LaChance, Sizz. Now you might say, you might have heard this in the past. That's not somebody's mom that passed away. That's not her. It's coincidence, and that's awful. And now, somebody might have said, well, if Jan has Muppet tits, then Katie has, well, I don't know. And that's a famous quote from our wiffle ball days. But that's just by coincidence, too, that I bring that up. It's just the list of the Greg Simoneau Show most colorful people of all time. And you might say, what is... Yeah, I don't even want to explain that. I don't want to go back to that, okay. Other colorful people that make the list. Bailey, have no fear, but be fair. Well, his last name's Bailey, so that doesn't work. Matthew, have no fear, but be fair. Bailey's. Derek, the cowboy Bailey's. Now he's also deceased, and I'm sorry about that, but that's his brother, and it's by coincidence. Maybe I should just stop. There's too many of these people are actual living or dead. I'm sorry they made the list. but it's good that we're remembering them, right? Now, if you come up to me at that card show and you'd say that I, disgraced your brother, mother, sister, or in-laws, you know what? That's fair. And I'm gonna have a free pack of cards for anyone that comes up to me at that card show on April 19th down at the John Carver Inn, Wicked Local, Plymouth. We're here, okay? My first public appearance in years. If I disgraced your family or a living one, it's by coincidence, free pack of cards for you. Courtesy of the Card Zone. I'm real sorry about that. That's just I will have headshots. I will, carry them with me. And, I went to this Bruins signing yesterday, and me and Jen were talking about it. I should have gave them my picture to sign. I should have went up, when you get up in line, and you're with Brad Marchand, right? I should have said, now who do I make this out to? And it would be a picture of me. Like flip the script on them, right? And, I got a little obnoxious last night, and I was saying this, but I didn't say it to Brad, and I said, I wanted to be like, yo, Brad, it's Brad Marchand. Yo, Brad, I delivered mail in Halifax, man. Do you know Pat Cleary? And then I just kept doing that voice. So, sorry about that, too. And if you want to see this really happened, I did meet Brad Marchand and Chara and Bergie yesterday. It's on Facebook, but don't go stalking me on Facebook, okay? Just, you know what I mean? Just keep it to yourself, all right? If you want to see the picture, it's out there, okay? I'm not lying. I'd like to thank my cameraman tonight, and the alarm's going off here. We filled this show, and thanks to Dustin in the control room. Dustin, I'm missing a yogurt too, by the way. We'll talk about that later. Thank you, Plymouth, and have a good night.